Hi everyone, this is Laura Campagna, the Wednesday Witch, and I'm here with your tarot forecast for Aries season. So we begin Aries season appropriately with the World card. The World card represents Saturn, who moved into Pisces on March 7th, just before Aries season. And the World card is about transcendence, going beyond, moving past the limitations and confines of things that once held us in a particular place or tension pattern, and not just releasing, but transcending and ascending. So I can't think of a more perfect and appropriate card for the foundation of Aries season than the World, because we now have Saturn, which is the planet of time and cause and effect, in Pisces, the sign of eternity and timelessness. So we have this really fascinating interplay that I'm actually going to be exploring with Maria Monteni at the Asteroids Webinar, and I'm wearing this amazing Infinite Goddetc shirt that they created for gender expansive concept of divinity. So you can check out their site and get yours, and join us for the Counting to Infinity Stelliscopa Asteroids webinar, where we're going to be talking more about these concepts of the world and transcendence and what gets us beyond. But it's interesting because the next card for Aries season is the Four of Swords, which is about rest and pause and just kind of taking a moment to let yourself, to honor your body and your body's limitations and where you are in this moment. So the equinox, the vernal equinox in the Northern Hemisphere, which begins Aries season and is the first day of spring, is really this beautiful moment of sacred balance where we get to pause and reflect and consider, Aries season is about dynamic activation of us as individuals, but if we are always and only acting with ourselves as the focus or in our own best interest, and we don't care about others, then it doesn't work. The best kind of interplay is when we can let ourselves consider, what do I need and how does that impact the world, when we have some sort of built-in methods of accountability. So this Four of Swords is really inviting us to kind of take that time that we need at the start of Aries season, which contains a lot of change. We just had Pluto move into Aquarius the first week of Aries season. We have Mars, the ruling planet of Aries, finally departing Gemini and moving into Cancer, where it has a really different direction. Cancer is very much about internal processes. It's not about just barreling forward. There's been a lot of identification and focus on the mind and what I believe. Now with Mars moving into Cancer, Aries season is actually going to be a little bit more focused on, okay, how do I feel about everything that's transpired since the end of August 2022? And how can I take care of myself? How can I show up for my own self-care around these, for a lot of people, and especially my Gemini folks, big and difficult things that have been happening? But I've seen a lot of beautiful people with mutable placements, Virgo, Sagittarius, obviously Pisces, not just Gemini, but definitely them, having intense things happening, especially if you have the luminaries, the sun, the moon, or your ascendant. So giving yourself that time and space that you need to either grieve or heal or just feel. Your challenge, always love this card, the Ace of Pentacles or coins or discs. So this is a sacred new beginning. This is planting the seed that's going to grow into the mighty oak. And Aries season really sets the container for all of spring and the entire astrological new year. And the big definitive kind of movement this year is Mercury's retrograde through Earth signs. So we're all having this radical reconceptualization around time, work, money, resources, labor, worth, self-esteem, what we charge, what we pay, all of that stuff. Obviously, it's really huge in the global economy right now. But this card, the Ace of, this is really asking us, okay, Mercury is about to move into its retrograde shadow in Taurus at the start of April. How can you think about what you need in order to feel abundantly supported, in order to feel like you have a reasonable amount of financial, material security? And, also, what would you like to plan for the future so that you just, not just you, but your community and the folks that you care about feel abundantly resourced and well taken care of? And I think when we are really facing some of the big realities of structural ineffectiveness and weaknesses and failure that Pluto in Aquarius is certainly going to show us. We've already seen with Saturn in Aquarius. It's really going to be a lot about community care in order to make sure that the most vulnerable folks don't fall through the cracks. So thinking about not just what you'd like to grow for yourself, but what you'd like to see locally and obviously as it extends out to the world. The final card I was surprised about and kind of delighted is the Hermit. So the Hermit is really interesting because it's about taking time alone and being with oneself in order to hear the voice of divinity, to connect deeper with one's own inner light, and to really honor that intuitive sense of knowing that you can only fully hear and get the big messages from when you're in a space that is receptive and often quiet and still. So Aries season begins eclipse season. We have a new moon on the first full day of Aries season, March 21st, and then we have an eclipse, a second new moon on the last day of Aries season, April 20th, right before the sun moves into Taurus, and that is going to really kick off this new 18-month eclipse cycle between Aries and Libra. And between them, we have a beautiful Libra full moon ruled by Venus and Taurus. So essentially, I'd like you to think of the Hermit around the Libra full moon, which is definitely about relationships, but also we can't really honor that inner sense of balance without having that quiet and that inner space that we take for ourselves. The bonus card is the Knight of Cups. So remember to have fun, enjoy yourself, connect. Jupiter's coming into Taurus, which is, I think, definitely going to increase our appetite for pleasure and delight. But as you're taking time to kind of adjust to the new energies that are fully with us by the end of March, I hope that you also take time to smell the flowers and enjoy the beautiful earth and Gaia's expressions, however it is manifesting where you live. So I hope you all have a gorgeous Aries season. Please check out my website, Laura Campagna Astrology, if you would like to book a reading, talk about your Saturn return, if that's what's happening for you, your Saturn opposition, your solar return, if it's your birthday, or anything else. And I look forward to connecting with you soon.